I'm actually going to start with just family, getting that kind of stuff off my chest. So I had to actually change. I'm sorry, I had to change the time of the live from 4:15 to 4:30. So what happens is after I'm done with work, kids are home. My wife and I kind of hand them off. I got two kids, both under 5 years old, one 5, one 2.5. And we kind of go back, we kind of trade off. I mean, it's I don't know if it's just me. Maybe I have kids, I've had my kids a little bit older than some, but man, it's draining mentally to they got questions and they always want to. I hope they don't end up too violent. They always want to hit daddy on the head, and I got to get a handle on that. I mean, they're being playful; they're not hurting or anything, but so they're just a handful. So my wife and I we'll do family events mostly on the weekends, but we trade off like, okay, you get a break. So when you come into it, you're fresh. So when they ask you that 100th question, you're not like, mm. So kid stuff. So I had to wait a little bit to hand off the kids to my wife. But my son asked me the other day, I think it was an amazing question. He asked me, Daddy, what keeps the sun up? Like what keeps the sun, basically where it is? And I'm like, I don't I don't know. I'm into space. I follow it a little bit and I actually looked it up. Fun fact before we get into the stories here. The sun orbits around the center of the Milky Way. Am I the only one who didn't know that? I tweeted that the other day, but I'm like, wow, I never knew that, son. Great question. But the cool thing is, he's asking about God now. My 5-year-old, 2.5-year-old, he doesn't know anything about God. No, he doesn't have the concept. We read some books and stuff. They have kids' books telling us Bible stories and stuff. I'm not a huge church person, but I am a huge person in believing in a higher power. But he's asking all these questions now, like, did God do that? The other day, he's like, how did God create the universe? I'm like, good question, son. So what's up, everybody? Appreciate you stopping by. I'm going to just talk about the vibe a little bit. This was from yesterday. Got a lot of snow in my area. Snow day. So 2 kids at home, under 5, were working at home. My wife and I both work at home. So we're on these virtual calls all day. And some of them you've got to be in, you can't have kids draped all over you. So it's like, here, play with this toy. Okay, let's do this activity, color with this, buy your time for 30 minutes to an hour. Anybody else living that, I guess you can call it the after times life. No sanity, no organization, pure chaos. House looks like that. Just craziness. Oh boy. Even so, somebody replied and said, who's the parent? Tough love is making them clean up too. I want to give you a shout out, Kate. You better believe we made them pick up those toys. Because I wasn't picking them up. I know that for sure. I tell my wife, if I have to be picking up these toys, they got too many toys. Now I'm grateful that they have forgotten about more toys than I ever grew up with. Grateful for that. But there are challenges. You got to appreciate, like when I grew up and I had one transformer in the 80s, and my mom, I don't know how she got it, because back then everything was sold out, like Cabbage Patch Kids and all that. I wasn't into that, but everything that came out was sold out quickly. I had that one. It was Starscream. I had Starscream, and I never lost it. Never, got tired of it, because it was like my one transformer. Now he's got like a million toys and dinosaurs and all that kind of stuff. So I wonder if that's where kids get this low attention deficiency